In this video, I'm ranking the 4 worst meats you should avoid after 60, from least harmful to most dangerous. Then I'll show you the 4 best meats you must eat daily to rebuild energy, protect your brain, and age with strength. Here's the kicker. 99% of people over 60 have no idea how certain meats can quietly fuel inflammation, spike disease risk, or accelerate aging, even when they seem healthy. One of the worst meats on this list. It was linked to a 22% increase in colon cancer just from eating it twice a week. But don't worry, I'm not here to scare you. I'll give you simple swaps, real science, and easy upgrades to make your plate safer, smarter, and way more satisfying. Before we dive in, let me know in the comments, what's the one meat you eat most often? I'm reading and replying to every single one. Ready? Let's start with the meat that's been hiding in plain sight. One that's been at every American breakfast table for decades. 1. Processed sausages, especially pork. Let's be honest, sausage is nostalgic. Sunday brunch with family, summer barbecues, and those cozy holiday mornings. Sausage has always had a seat at the American table. But the older I got, the more I realized this beloved comfort food had quietly become a chemical trap, and I had no idea. It wasn't just the pork that got me. It was what was hiding inside it. Nitrates, nitrites, preservatives, sodium levels that would make a salt shaker blush. Most processed pork sausages are pumped with additives designed to preserve color and shelf life. But inside your body, those same additives turn into something far more sinister. When nitrates are cooked or digested, they can form nitrosamines, known carcinogens that have been linked to colon cancer, kidney dysfunction, and even cognitive decline. And as we age, our bodies become less efficient at detoxing these compounds, meaning the damage adds up faster. Here's what shocked me. A 2022 study published in BMC Medicine tracked 18,000 adults over 60. The findings? Those who ate processed pork sausage just twice a week had a 22% higher risk of colon cancer and a 16% greater chance of kidney problems. Just twice a week. Not every day. Not excessive. That's a couple of breakfasts and one sausage sandwich, and you're already rolling the dice. I didn't need a second warning. For years, I'd been waking up bloated. My ankles would puff by dinner, and my blood pressure, always borderline. I never considered the sausage on my plate might be sabotaging my body from the inside. So I tried something simple. 2 weeks without it. The difference was night and day. I felt lighter, more alert, and my digestion calmed down for the first time in years. I could tie my shoes without groaning. I had more energy in the mornings. And my doctor finally stopped giving me the look at every checkup. But I didn't want to give up sausage forever. I mean, it's sausage. So I took control of the recipe. I started using lean ground turkey, mixing it with fresh sage, crushed fennel seeds, minced garlic, and a pinch of smoked paprika. I pan-sear it in olive oil for that satisfying crisp and batch freeze them every Sunday. And guess what? They taste even better, cleaner, juicier. No sodium crash or post-breakfast bloat. Sausage doesn't have to be the enemy, but the kind that comes in a plastic tube at the grocery store. That one doesn't deserve a place on a senior's plate. Now, if you think that's bad, wait until you hear what's hiding between 2 slices of bread. 2. Deli meats and cold cuts. You know that classic turkey sandwich or the honey-glazed ham on rye? It feels like a safe lunch choice, especially when you're trying to avoid heavy meals after 60. But let me tell you, I used to think the same. I'd stack up those cold cuts in the name of convenience and lean protein, completely unaware of what was sneaking into my system. Then it hit me. Literally. Mid-afternoon, I'd feel this odd fog. My ankles would swell like clockwork, and I'd crash harder than I ever did in my 30s. Turns out the culprit was quietly sitting between my bread slices. Most deli meats, ham, turkey, roast beef, even healthy cold cuts are ultra-processed, meaning they're loaded with sodium nitrate, a preservative used to keep that meat pink and shelf-stable. But in the body, nitrate can combine with natural proteins in meat and form nitrosamines, compounds the World Health Organization has classified as probable human carcinogens. A 2020 study from the International Journal of Epidemiology followed 40,000 seniors and found that people who ate processed deli meat 4 times a week or more had a 24% increased risk of heart failure and a 19% higher chance of dying early. That's no small risk for something most of us treat as a snack or sandwich filler. And the damage doesn't stop at the heart. Deli meats are packed with added phosphates, refined sugars, and sky-high sodium, a deadly mix for aging kidneys and blood pressure. One serving can deliver over 1,000 milligrams of sodium, almost half the daily limit, which promotes fluid retention, bloating, and those puffy ankles that make your shoes feel tighter by dinner. I used to brush it off, thinking, that's just age. But when I swapped my cold cuts for fresh protein, the swelling vanished. My energy bounced back. Even my thinking felt sharper. I'm not going to lie, ditching deli meats wasn't easy. They're convenient, familiar. But now, I roast a whole chicken on Sundays, slice it thin, and portion it out for sandwiches and salads. I'll even bake a turkey breast or a lean top sirloin and keep it in the fridge for the week. Yes, it takes more effort. But that extra 20 minutes of prep buys me clearer thinking, better blood pressure, and way fewer afternoon crashes. And for flavor? A drizzle of olive oil, a few fresh herbs, or a smear of avocado gives you more taste than those bland supermarket slices ever did. Cold cuts are easy, but they come at a steep price, one your body will make you pay for. If you think that was bad, wait till we dig into what's lurking in that crispy golden coating we all secretly love. 3. Fast food fried chicken. This one was tough. That crispy golden crust, the juicy center, a smell that hits you the second you pass a Popeyes or KFC drive-thru. For years, fried chicken was comfort food in my book. Sunday picnics, game nights, family dinners, it felt like home. But what I didn't know was how much damage that comfort was quietly causing after 60. See, it's not just about chicken, it's how it's cooked, in cheap oils, battered with refined starches, and flash-fried at extreme heat. That combo creates a chemical storm that your body, especially an aging one, can't recover from like it used to. Let's break it down. Fast food fried chicken is often submerged in reused, oxidized oils, usually soybean or corn oil. When heated repeatedly, these oils produce trans fats and free radicals that inflame your arteries, accelerate plaque buildup, and contribute to heart disease and joint pain. Then there's the breading, a mix of white flour, sugar, and salt. That stuff spikes your blood sugar, stresses your pancreas, and fuels belly fat. A major red flag for insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes, especially in seniors. But the real kicker? High-heat frying forms compounds called advanced glycation end products, AGEs, and acrylamides, toxic byproducts that age your skin, joints, and blood vessels from the inside out. So yeah, that crunchy bite may taste divine, but it's accelerating inflammation, collagen breakdown, and vascular damage in the background. I didn't want to believe it, but I remember this one evening clearly. I had a late dinner with some fried chicken and mashed potatoes. It tasted great, but the next morning, my knees ached, my face looked swollen, and I was dragging through the day like I hadn't slept. At first, I thought it was just age, but once I cut fried chicken out for 2 weeks, the difference was jaw-dropping. Less stiffness, clearer thinking, even my skin looked less puffy. That's when I started experimenting. Now I air fry at home. I marinate skin-on chicken thighs in lemon juice, rosemary, garlic, and a bit of olive oil. Then I coat them lightly with almond flour or crushed oats for that satisfying crunch. Pop them into the air fryer. No greasy mess, no inflammation crash, and all the flavor you're craving. Crispy on the outside, juicy inside, heart and joint friendly. So yeah, Giving up drive-through fried chicken felt like a loss. But gaining back my energy, my joints, and my confidence in my health, that's a win I'll take every time. And if you think going lean is always the answer, wait until you hear the truth about that dry, flavorless chicken breast sitting in your fridge. 4. Skinless factory farm chicken breast. I know what you're thinking. Wait, chicken breast? Isn't that supposed to be the healthy choice? That's what I thought too. For years I grilled it, meal prepped it, even ate it cold out of Tupperware. Skinless, boneless, always white meat. It felt virtuous. But somewhere around age 63, I started feeling off. My energy dipped, my skin was dry, my nails turned brittle, and despite eating clean, I felt anything but vibrant. That's when I started digging deeper. Turns out not all chicken is created equal, especially the kind raised in massive factory farms. Cramped, antibiotic-laced, and fed a diet of GMO corn and soy. These chickens grow fast, but at a cost. And when we eat their ultra-lean, skinless breasts day after day, we're missing out on critical nutrients that our aging bodies desperately need. Here's the science. Skinless chicken breast is very low in fat, and while that may sound like a win, it actually limits your ability to absorb fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. These are essential for bone strength, brain function, and inflammation control, all major concerns for folks over 60. Even more concerning, a 2018 study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who ate skinless chicken breast 5 times a week or more had a 16% higher rate of muscle loss and frailty compared to those with more variety in their diet. Why? Low fat, low micronutrients, and repetitive meals that lead to nutritional gaps. I saw it firsthand. The more chicken breast I ate, the more tired I became. I couldn't recover after walks the way I used. So we've cleared the table of the meats quietly working against us. But would avoid damage, rebuild, strength, protect your memory, and revive your energy? That was the surprise twist for me. These next 4, they're not just safe. They're nutritional powerhouses that work with your body, not against it, especially as you age. They helped me think clearer, move easier, even sleep better. Let's start with the one meat that's often overlooked, but quietly incredible for bones, joints, and lasting vitality. Here are the 4 best meats. 1. Grass-fed lamb. I'll be honest, I didn't grow up eating lamb. In my house, it was always chicken, beef, maybe a pork chop on Sundays. Lamb? That was fancy restaurant food, not something for everyday life. But now, in my 60s, I wish I had discovered it sooner. Because grass-fed lamb isn't just tender and flavorful, it's one of the most nutrient-dense meats you can eat as you age. We're talking omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin B12, zinc, iron, all in one delicious cut. And the benefits? They're not subtle. Let's break it down. First off, omega-3s. Most people think of fish when they hear omega-3, but pasture-raised lamb contains impressive levels too, thanks to its natural grazing diet. These healthy fats are powerful allies for brain function, heart health, and joint flexibility. 3 things that matter more and more with every passing year. Then there's vitamin B12 and zinc, which support red blood cell formation, immune defense, and even mood regulation. A 2020 study published in Nutrients found that older adults who added grass-fed lamb to their meals just twice a week experienced a 23% boost in muscle strength and a 15% drop in inflammatory markers compared to those who relied on poultry and processed meats. And here's what that looked like for me. No more random leg cramps at night. Deeper sleep. I started waking up with energy again. And maybe the best part? My digestion finally felt normal. Not sluggish, not bloated, just balanced. But here's the trick. You've got to choose the right kind of lamb. Look for cuts labeled grass-fed or pasture-raised. Skip the fatty restaurant versions and go for shoulder, leg, or loin chops with modest marbling. Roast them low and slow with garlic, rosemary, and a splash of olive oil, and you'll unlock flavors that rival any steak. And no, you don't need a 5-star kitchen to enjoy it. Once a week, I roast a small cut for dinner, pair it with roasted carrots or a spinach salad, and call it my recovery meal for the week. It's not about fancy food, it's about smart fuel. the kind that works with your body instead of against it. Up next, a rich, flavorful meat that most people forget, but it might just be the missing link to sharper thinking and better circulation. 2. Pasture-raised duck. Duck always felt a little fancy. The kind of thing you'd see on a white tablecloth with a tiny fork and a price tag to match. But the truth? Duck deserves a spot in your home kitchen, especially if you're over 60 and care about your heart, brain, and energy. It's not just delicious, it's one of the most underrated superfoods for seniors. See, most people reach for chicken or turkey and call it healthy. But pasture-raised duck brings something those meats rarely do. A powerful blend of absorbable iron, selenium, and healthy fats, all in one bite. Let's start with the fat, because that's where duck really shines. While chicken breast is lean to a fault, duck provides monounsaturated fats, the same heart-friendly kind found in olive oil. These fats help lower bad cholesterol, support hormone health, and improve vitamin absorption, especially A, D, E, and K, all vital for aging well. Then there's the iron content, and not just any iron. Duck is rich in heme iron, the most bioavailable form, which your body absorbs far better than iron from plants or supplements. This is critical after 60, when fatigue, cold hands, and slower healing can all point to subtle anemia or iron deficiency. But what really sold me was the research. A 2019 study in Frontiers in Nutrition followed older adults who ate pasture-raised duck twice a week for 6 months. The results? A 19% improvement in cognitive scores and a 21% drop in inflammatory markers. That's not subtle. That's transformation. And I felt it too. After adding duck into my routine, usually on Sunday nights, slow roasted with rosemary and citrus, I noticed more mental clarity, fewer aches, and even better digestion. It felt indulgent, but my body treated it like fuel. Now, a quick note on preparation. Always choose pasture-raised or free-range duck when possible. It's higher in nutrients and far lower in hormone residues or antibiotics. And don't fear the skin. When cooked properly, low and slow until it's crisped, duck skin delivers essential fatty acids and flavor without the grease crash of fried foods. I love pairing duck with dark cherries, figs, or a squeeze of orange juice. The sweetness cuts the richness and boosts iron absorption even further. It's not just a meal, it's medicine in disguise. Now let's talk tiny fish with massive benefits, and why this humble pantry staple could be the secret to stronger bones and a sharper mind. 3. Sardines with bones and skin. Let's be real, sardines don't exactly scream comfort food. They're small, oily, and yes, they smell a little fishy. But once I got over the hesitation, they became one of the most powerful upgrades I've ever made to my diet. Because sardines, especially the kind packed with bones and skin, are tiny but mighty. They're loaded with nutrients that are specifically critical for folks over 60. Calcium, vitamin D, collagen, protein, and anti-inflammatory omega-3s, all in one shelf-stable can. Let's start with bones. As we age, bone density naturally decreases, raising the risk of fractures and weakness. Sardines are one of the few natural foods that contain highly absorbable calcium, thanks to their soft, edible bones. Pair that with vitamin D, and you've got a combination that helps prevent osteoporosis and keeps your frame strong. But the benefits go deeper. Literally, those little silver fish are rich in type 1 collagen and omega-3s, both of which nourish joints, reduce inflammation, and even improve brain function. A 2022 study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging showed that older adults who consumed sardines twice a week for 12 weeks saw a 29% improvement in bone density and a 32% drop in triglycerides, two of the biggest health concerns after 60. I felt the difference faster than I expected. A couple months after adding sardines to my weekly meals, I noticed I wasn't waking up with stiff knees anymore. My morning brain fog, gone. And unlike heavier proteins, sardines never left me feeling bloated or tired, just satisfied. The trick? Preparation matters. I buy them packed in olive oil, not soybean or vegetable oil, which adds heart-healthy fats without unnecessary inflammation. Then I squeeze on fresh lemon, toss in some chopped parsley or dill, and eat them over whole grain toast or alongside a salad. Simple, no cooking, and surprisingly delicious once you get used to it. And if you're still hesitant about the flavor, start small. Mix them into pasta, egg salad, or even a wrap with avocado and arugula. You'll get the benefits without the full punch of fishiness. Because when it comes to aging strong, sometimes the most humble foods are the ones doing the heavy lifting. And speaking of humble, this next meat isn't flashy, but it might just be the most nutrient-dense food on the planet for anyone over 60. 4. Grass-fed beef liver. I saved this one for last, because frankly, it's the most powerful meat I've ever added to my diet. Now, I get it. Just hearing the word liver probably makes some people wince. It's old school. It's strong-flavored. It's a little intimidating. But what if I told you this one humble food could reignite your energy, sharpen your memory, and nourish every cell in your aging body? Because grass-fed beef liver is hands down the most nutrient-dense food on the planet, especially for people over 60. Let's break it down. Just a few ounces gives you over 1,000% of your daily B12, which is essential for brain function, red blood cell formation, and nerve health. It's also packed with heme iron, the kind your body absorbs easily, crucial for fighting fatigue, cold extremities, and low stamina that many seniors mistake as just normal aging. Then there's vitamin A, which supports immune health, vision, and even skin repair. And we can't forget CoQ10, a nutrient that helps fuel every cell in your body, especially your heart and brain. In fact, a 2023 clinical trial in nutrients found that seniors who ate grass-fed liver twice a week saw a 44% increase in energy, a 37% improvement in memory scores, and measurable gains in hemoglobin levels in just 10 weeks. And here's the thing. I didn't need to eat slabs of liver with onions like my grandparents did. I started small, blending just a few ounces into meatballs, chili, or beef stew. You can't taste it, but your body feels it. Within weeks, I stopped needing that second cup of coffee just to make it through the afternoon. My thoughts came quicker. My sleep felt deeper. Even my workouts got easier, because I wasn't dragging around that invisible weight of low energy anymore. But here's the golden rule. Quality matters. Always go for grass-fed, pasture-raised beef liver. It's far higher in nutrients and far lower in toxins compared to conventional liver. And to mellow the flavor, soak slices in milk or linen water for 30 minutes before cooking. It works like a charm. You can sauté it quickly with onions and herbs, or sneak it into ground beef for a nutrition boost nobody will notice. At this stage in life, it's not just about avoiding bad foods. It's about finding the ones that rebuild you from the inside out. So there you have it, the 4 worst meats quietly aging your heart, brain, and joints, and the 4 best meats that can rebuild your strength, sharpen your memory, and help you feel like yourself again, maybe even better. This isn't about fear. It's about power. The power to make simple choices every day that work for your body, not against it. Because after 60, every bite matters more. You don't need extreme diets or expensive supplements. You just need the right fuel. So let me ask you, which of these meats surprised you the most? Drop a comment below. I'm curious what you think, and yes, I'm reading every one. And if this video helped you, please give it a like and share it with someone who needs it. More tips like this are coming, so hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. Until next time, take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. And here on Healthy Aging Vault, we'll keep giving you the keys to do exactly that.